Hello again, Year 8, and welcome to our last lesson on acids and alkalis. So, what will you need with you today? You'll need a pen, ideally blue or black, for filling in your booklet. You'll need another pen in a different colour so that you can make corrections or mark your work. And you're going to need something to colour in with or highlighters, ideally. So pause the video if you need to get anything. So today's lesson objectives. So we're going to explain how to use neutralisation reactions to relieve the pain of bites and stings. You are going to research one specific use of neutralisation reactions as a remedy, and you are going to present information on neutralisation reactions in a fact sheet. So before we start, we need to update the spider diagram. So we had our title lesson 10 or 11. You need to add 1 to 3 things from lesson 11 to this to make sure it is complete. So pause the video while you do this. Okay, so in your booklet you have this table. It's marked as a homework, but we're doing it in the lesson instead. What you need to do is highlight or colour in the 2 different sides to match each other up. If you don't have colours, then you can number them 1 to 5 here, and then 1 to 5 as they match up here. For example, plaque acid would match with toothpaste neutralises acid in the mouth, stopping it from eating away at your teeth and forming cavities. So pause the video while you match these up. Okay, hopefully you've matched these up, so I will show you the answers. Remember, if you need to make corrections, make it clear in a different coloured pen. So I've done mine with highlighting. So as I said, plaque acid paired with this one here. The acid vinegar is often poured onto the skin to neutralise the sting and relieve the pain. That's your wasp sting. For heartburn, antacid tablets such as Rennies or Tums neutralise excess stomach acid. Next, the pain of this sting can be relieved by pouring vinegar over the skin. And that could be a jellyfish sting. You could have had these two the other way around. That also would have worked. Lastly, bee stings. These stings are acid, so can be neutralised with bicarbonate of soda. So hopefully you got those pairings correct. So today's fun fact zone. Sodium bicarbonate, which was mentioned on the previous slide and we've done some experiments with, has been widely used throughout history. It can be used for a wide range of things. There is even a book called 500 Uses of Sodium Bicarbonate. And this is the cover of it. They called it baking soda here. 500 uses. And it's not exaggerating. So here are some examples of current and historic uses. To treat heartburn, that's been used historically, and some people still choose to use it now as a cheaper alternative. As a mouthwash or toothpaste, because it will neutralise the plaque. As deodorant. Again, BO is quite acidic, so you can rub in baking soda and that will help. It's very good for absorbing odours. It can also be used to neutralise fridge odours. If you just put an open tub of it in the fridge, it will absorb all the odours. For cleaning greasy dishes or pans, more relevant before we had such good washing up liquids. And also for shampoo. Some people still choose to use bicarbonate or baking soda as shampoo. Particularly people who are trying to get away from plastic, and they can use bicarbonate in a paper box. So it's always worth looking up uses of bicarbonate. And lastly, it can be used to remove the smell from sweaty trainers. Put some in a tight or very thin sock, stuff it in the trainer, and it will remove the smell. So back to your booklet. Why do bee and wasp sting hurt? Got to say, I would not be happy if I had this many bees or wasps on me. I'm going to hope it's bees because they tend to sting a bit less than wasps. So your task is to design an experiment using the apparatus provided to find out which of the sting samples are from a bee and which are from the wasp. Now we're actually just going to show you the two in our video today. But you're then going to write a conclusion as a text message to your friend who has been stung. So you've had a text, you've texted your friend going, how's your picnic? They've texted back, out, I've just been stung, and you're going to write a message on what they can do to help. But first we'll watch the video. Okay, so we've got our pH paper, we've got the liquid from a wasp sting, the liquid from a bee sting here, we've got some very old baking powder here, and some distilled vinegar, so white vinegar. So I'm going to add some drops of wasp's sting to the pH paper. You can see it's on a dark blue. So would you add baking powder or vinegar to neutralise that and reduce the pain? Next we've got our bee sting. That's turning red. So again, which of the two would you add to neutralise it? And here you can see the results more clearly, your wasp and your bee sting. So what would you text back to your friend? You don't know which one they've been stung by. Pause the video and write your response. Okay, I'm going to show you my response. Don't need to match it word for word, but you need the key information. So I text back, what stung you? If it was a wasp, pour some vinegar on it. If it was a bee, add some bicarbonate of soda or rub a dock leaf on it. This is a little bit of information, I know, that dock leaf is also alkaline. That's why it helps with stinging nettles. Stinging nettles are acidic. So again, if you did make any corrections, do it in a different coloured pen, but you don't need to match what I said exactly as long as you have the same information. Now, your main task today is you're going to create a fact sheet. So there's a lot of neutralisation reactions important in our lives. For example, treating heartburn with milk of magnesia, rubbing a nettle or bee sting with a dock leaf, or preventing acid attack to your teeth by brushing with an alkaline toothpaste. Now you are going to use one of these three examples to create a fact sheet or poster about neutralisation. Now, ideally you'll do this on the computer and you'll save it so we can print it for you when you come back to school. Now you need to write about how people can tell the difference between acids and alkalis, what happens when you add one to another, and about what is made during this type of reaction. So I have some success criteria for you, and this is in your booklets as well. So for the most simple level, which you've got as wood, you would state the names of some common acids and alkalis to include everyday examples and those found in the lab. You would also state what an indicator is. Now for bronze, you need to include everything from wood and what's written in bronze. So you would add to this, you would define pH, and you would describe the effect that acids and alkalis have on at least two different types of indicator. So you could have your litmus indicator and your universal indicator, or your red cabbage indicator, or bromophenol blue. For silver, again, you need everything from wood and bronze and what's in the silver box. So you would also explain how solutions can be classified as acidic or alkaline using ideas about different types of particle. So it's quite advanced. You might need to look this up online. Describe what happens to the pH of a solution when it is neutralised, and discuss some examples of neutralisation. For gold, Again, you need to include everything from before. You would have a word equation for neutralization reactions. And you would explain what happens to indicator during a neutralization reaction. And for the highest level, platinum, you will, again, everything before, including this, link the pH value of an acid or alkali to its corrosiveness and explain this using ideas about particles. Include some of your own examples of useful neutralization reactions. So you're going to spend the majority of the lesson making this poster or fact sheet. You're going to research information on the internet using one of those 3 examples. And then, before you finish, you're going to add some of the information learnt today to your spider diagram, so you have a full spider diagram to use for revision. You're going to do today's self-marking quiz and add any new keywords to the table at the front of your booklet. Now, you don't need to upload your fact sheet, just keep it safe. If you can print it and want to, print it and attach it to your booklet. If you don't have access to a printer, that's okay. We can sort that out when you come back to school. So thank you for going through this module with me, Year 8, and enjoy making your fact sheet.